Hi again. Welcome back to At the Capitol. We're talking with Representative Phil Sterner. Representative, thanks again for joining us.
Thanks for having me today.
I want to talk to you a little bit. We've talked about the session in total. We've talked about the fact that you balanced the budget. You passed a significant bonding bill and another jobs bill. But I want to talk to you about some of your personal accomplishments and some of the highlights of the session for you, the things that you really worked on. I guess observing as somebody who watches the legislature, I would have to say you really kind of made your mark on veterans issues this session. Tell us about some of the work that you did and where it stands right now.
Well, we had some veterans issues, and we were helping promote the veterans and making sure that things were available when they got out from basically counseling, both financial and chemical dependency, mental health. That those resources were available, and we've been trying to tie the veterans into the Veterans Link. And then also we had an issue with the Red Bulls not getting paid, even though they'd worked extra service, and it was over years they didn't get paid. So we're working hard to make sure they got paid. So I worked on writing Secretary of Defense Gates about the issue, and I had a bill going where we had a resolution to make sure they got paid, and we had a resolution on the floor for them as well. And since that time, they all have received their pay in that then, so I feel gratified about that.
It was really kind of remarkable because I think it was really a matter, this bonus pay, this back pay issue had gone on for a number of years, I think since 2007, and you got involved. I know Congressman Klein got involved on the federal level, and it was really a matter of weeks once you really shined a light on this issue that those paychecks started getting cut. That's got to be pretty satisfying.
Yeah, it was very good because of course Red Bulls their home is in my district, and that's a real important part of our community, and so it was important. And a lot of these folks needed the money for their families and that, and being unemployment is 3 times higher than the state average. It made it extra economic, was harsh on them, and then was just keeping the promise that we made to them.
Well, congratulations on that good work. I want to talk to you too, Representative Sterner, about the work you did. We talked a little bit about the bonding bill, but you carried some bills that really made it through in that capital investment bill. You've got to be looking at some of those with some satisfaction.
Correct. The hope was that most of the bonding bills were going to go through. We did get some through, but with the transportation being vetoed totally at the end, and we had that rapid bus transfer, which I was working on for the Cedar Avenue, trying to go. That got vetoed, and then they had a Rosemont Park and Ride that made it through both the Senate and the House. Those not making it through the governor's pen was frustrating, but I think the one big one that did make it is I carried the zoo bonding bill, and they're going to be starting their phase 1 with a new exhibit in that, and the zoo had record attendance this last year, and they're hoping to keep building on that, and it's a great resource for us, and we have a great director there in Lee Emke, and people are really shining to that. So I think that's a really good for economic development for both on tourism and education as well.
I want to ask you, Representative, you really got farther in terms of transit projects for the South Metro than just about anybody. You're the first person who really got a Rosemont Park and Ride on the map and really got it through both bodies of the legislature, got it into a bonding bill. Also that Cedar Avenue, the bus rapid transit. Are you going to bring that back again next session?
Oh, I absolutely am. Yep, I'm going to continue to work on transportation issues, and it's a real big focus of mine. And the one, I guess, bringing up transportation that I did was an author on the Complete Streets legislation, which we really worked hard in the city of Rosemont. And before I was here, I was on city council for 4 years for Rosemont, and then 6 years I worked with Park and Rec, and we worked on trails and that. So that was real gratifying as well. So with that in mind, then we're going to continue to look at these projects to bring back next session.
And then finally, I want to talk to you. You did some work on consumer protection issues, and with using your expertise in the insurance business, a good bill that's going to keep the cost of insurance down for consumers. Is that correct?
That's correct. There's basically been an issue over the last decade where we'd get out-of-state roofers that would be coming in from places like Texas and Indiana, and they're kind of like storm chasers. And what they'll do is they'll be going through neighborhoods, and it may or may not have damage, and they're having people saying, oh, you have damage to your roof, and they're having people signing thinking they're going to get an estimate, but in reality they're getting a contract, and they're stuck with this contract, which sometimes the rates are inflated, and many times you're not getting the same kind of job that our local roofer does with ice damming, et cetera. And then they skip town again, and you're stuck with this roof not being completed well. And I think the other thing it has is our insurance costs have been going up. They've been over doubled in the last 7 or 8 years because they're overinflated prices as well.
Well, congratulations on that. I know that you You've got to feel pretty good given the tough session. You've probably got a lot left on your plate that you want to tackle in the next session. So we're going to invite you back anytime, Representative Sterner, and congratulate you on a successful end of the session.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for stopping in over the course of the legislative session. And thank you for watching Capitol Report, or at the Capitol. I'm Charlene Briner with Representative Phil Sterner, and we'll see you again in the 2011 session.